Russia seeks to stop Biden from winning election, FBI chief says. It's blatantly obvious. You can't beat America at a military war. The only way to beat America is to collapse it from within. https://www. DNI. gov/index. php/newsroom/press releases/item/2139 statement by NCSC Director William Evanina. Election threat update for the American public. https://www. DNI. gov/index. php/newsroom/press releases/item/2139 statement by NCSC Director William Evanina. Election threat update for the American public. Report from about a month ago from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. Read the report for yourself. Overly simplified summary. Russia likes how Trump divides the country. Want him to remain in power. China dislike Trump's unpredictability. Want him out. Iran just want everyone to fight. Russia doesn't want Biden to be president. Might be the best endorsement possible. This whole election is just going to be one giant clusterfuck of tampering and interference. Even Trump's own White House admits this. Trump will just ignore this anyways and call it fake news. This is the current state of things. When our intelligence agencies release national security information meant for public safety and knowledge, they have to counter it to fit the political agenda and ego of the president, or else it won't even be released. Putin needs to go. So, what's the news? That's why Trump is on the phone with Putin 5 times a week. The question is, what kind of articles are published by Russia and their endorsed influencers? Who and how many sees and reads this? I have feeling it is mostly appearing before the baby boomers on Facebook, but it's still dangerous because they believe in it and they vote, in huge numbers. You need to ask yourself, why do you think Russia, a hostile nation, decided to back the Republicans and not the Democrats? Over/under on how many Russian bots show up in this thread. Trump hates the FBI. I wonder why. So do something, CIA. Predictable. If you wanted to destroy the United States, Trump 2020 is basically a guarantee of that happening. We gonna need moose and squirrel more than ever. The GOP will assist them. Removed. Trump, thank you, boss. Any enemy of the US would want Trump to win, so US continues to self-implode. Sad. Russia's only interest is the continued destabilization of America. However, personally I am skeptical how much their influence actually changes things. American media themselves are far too willing to hop on the fear-mongering and destabilization for their own gains and immo. That's where the blame truly lies. Because Moscow views him as part of an anti-Russian American establishment. Trump has done a good job of setting a plank. Anything less than full cooperation is considered anti-Russian now. It literally doesn't matter what anybody does. There's absolutely no way we're going to have a binary result from this presidential election this year. It's going to battlefields full of lawyers. No shit. But nothing will be done and we'll have that orange monster in office indefinitely. After reading through the article and running a text search through the prepared statement, nowhere did I see Ray mention Russia specifically trying to stop Biden from winning the election. In fact, I believe he went out of his way to say that it wasn't being looked at as a party issue. Did I miss a quotation somewhere, or am I right in thinking this article is engineered Reddit clickbait? P.S. Not pro-Trump or trolling, just a guy who wants people to check sources for themselves before jumping to conclusions. Imagine trying your hardest to re-elect Trump amidst COVID-19, BLM, and ISIS sickening genocide. Get fucked, Putin. All of the people saying Biden doesn't need Russia's help, are saying almost exactly the same thing. Cough bots cough. Moscow views him as part of an anti-Russian American establishment. Well, it's not just an establishment, guys, if you are actively trying to tamper with our elections. It's pretty much everyone, except for the loyalist Trump idiots plugging their fingers in their ears. Also doesn't help that your leader is poisoning his political opponents. Most normal, non-neurotic people who see this would be anti-Russia. When we get our country together again, it's time to pay Russia back for all this meddling. How much money are Republicans spending on election security? $0. The right would sooner vote for Putin as US president over Biden, even though it's 100% illegal. Removed. Imagine wanting to vote for Russia to take over our country. Traitors. The FBI are traitors against Trump. 11-1. Or something like that, right, Trumpites? Your loyalty us to the US first, not Trump, right? Republicans 2012, Russia is the biggest threat to peace in the world. Republicans 2020, the Russians are our greatest allies. Also Canada is super dangerous. As a Canadian, I truly have lost my faith in America. I'll buy a European, Indian, or Asian, non-Chinese, product over an American one. Well, he's not Trump, Trump is their friend. Course they do. They want their little Manchurian candidate right where he is. Report all these Russian trolls. Trump supporters can barely work a smartphone, let alone use Reddit. Why can't Russia just FK off? Maybe they could just fuck off and mind their business. Every time I see a post like this, my response will be, yes, we know. What are we doing about it? That's a really good reason to elect Biden. Russia, if you're listening. Donald Trump. I keep saying this, but just like our other enemies around the world, there is no way they really care who wins. It only matters, 1, that we are at each other's throats, and 2, integrity of our elections are compromised. Wake up, America, we can beat this if we just start seeing each other as humans, not left/right nonsense. China will want Trump to win too. They might have gotten a bit bruised up a bit over things like the illegal trade war, but they way prefer that over more sophisticated countermeasures, such as the TPP, which would actually be a long-term threat to their goals. That settled it. This election is Biden vs. Russia. The only morally correct candidate is Biden. Trump supporters decided they like Putin better than Biden a long time ago. We all need to accept this fact. Yeah, well, fuck Russia. And that cunt Putin. After all, if Trump loses, who will gargle Putin's balls? We've known, but what am I supposed to do about it? LMAO. We know. And we've known for over 4 years now. So how long till we get a new head of the FBI? I don't understand how we know about this and nothing gets done. Help me understand something. Trump represents an introspective and very closed USA, right? Very conservationist and regressive. Whereas Biden represents a more liberal USA, more open market-oriented and more welcoming. Why is the latter a threat to Russia when it offers so many opportunities and welcoming approach to foreign affairs? At which point does the USA call hacking and political interference for what it is, i.e., an act of war? When you have a country hell-bent on destroying everything you care for, or at least pretend to, it's an invasion. Only because you don't see boots on the ground doesn't mean Russia isn't at war. Removed. Too late. Mitch McConnell blocked the laws and funding needed to secure our elections in time. The damage is already done. China seeks to stop Trump from winning election. Then do something about it. Joe Biden doesn't need Russia's help to lose this election. Trump bad every day 24/7, front page news, brought to you by media, exclusive report. No dir. I don't know if this story is true or not. All I know is that I have never voted for a Democrat for POTUS ever in my life, and I have been a lifelong Republican. That said, I did not vote for Trump. I also know that I absolutely hate this current piece of shit we have, and all who support him. So the last thing I know is I am voting Dem for everyone this time around. Fuck the GOP. NGL, Day 1 sweeping sanctions on Putin's little pissant oligarch club would make me so hard.